Hello YouTube and welcome back to the zone where, let me see if I can straighten up my camera a little bit. Front and center, we are good to go, ladies and gentlemen. Now, as you probably already know this by now, hopefully, windows, the blind has been drawn, the curtains have been closed as well. It is once again the ending of another day here on God's green earth. Now, as you probably already know this by now, ladies and gentlemen, I think it's time we got straight into it. We always end the days off now, as we are now counting the days towards RageCon, and as some of you guys already know, that a lot of the stuff about Chris is starting to go live, and I cannot wait. I straight up just cannot wait for it. So, let's resume the action, and I'm pretty sure the majority of part 12 is going to be talking about Ivy. And unfortunately, I am still not over just some of the creepy as hell. Hi, Ivy. I love you. Guys, sorry. I'm gonna start this off slightly differently, but again, tell me if this is not creepy. Hi, Ivy. I love you. I just can't stop thinking about you. I guess to go to sleep, I could say good morning. I wish you were happy. Well, okay. I'm not gonna do that anymore. Sorry, guys. I literally just wanted to get. I know fine well that it goes without saying, but there you are. So, part 12. In 3, 2, 1, and. The following video addresses mature themes which may not be suitable for young audiences. You know, considering Chris Chan actually watches them himself, so I don't particularly think he was the, I think he's the right age to watch these either, but,
What made him this way? What is the attraction? What keeps us fascinated? This is the story of Chris Chan. On April 1st, 2009, Encyclopedia Dramatica announced that they removed the Chris Chan page from the site, expressing regret for portraying him in a negative light, and apologizing for any abuse or harm they may have caused. But since this was an April Fool's Day prank, the page was restored the following day. On the 6th, Chris re-engaged in communications with Joshua Martinez via AOL Instant Messaging. He apologized for the negative things he said about Martinez on ED and claimed that he was a changed man. Christian also told him that he credited Ivy for the rectification of his biological clock, which was the term he used to describe his sleeping pattern. Joshua claimed that he was friends with noted Disney actress Vanessa Hudgens. She apparently even chatted with Chris using Joshua's account, when in reality, it was Joshua who was playing the part of Vanessa. She claimed that she was interested in offering an acting role in her movie to Chris, but she needed further proof of his acting talent. He said that he would think of a sufficient way to audition for her. Christian's aversion to messaging over the internet had lasted only a month. 10 days after his so-called last video on YouTube, Christian created a new account called C. Chan Sonichu and offered a new video update on his life.
Well, the Sonichu and Rose 2 site is back up again. The address is quickville.com. And I'd like to thank my sweetheart Ivy for her most heartfelt emotional support and for fixing my biological clock. And I also would like to thank God Jesus, our God and our Lord and Savior, for their support as well. I pray to them every day, and I am guided by Jesus. And it's with the...
He looks dangerously out of breath in some shots. And again, looking at I'm going to assume he needs to sort out more than just his biological clock.
Inspirations, I feel I will continue the comic, about 3 pages a day, unless something comes up. We will be seeing many new things. The website will be better. I can feel the cosmos. Peace.
Behind the scenes, Christian had been telling Ivy that his mother had been having reservations about doing his laundry because his recent outbursts of stress and emotion often manifested themselves in short spurts of uncontrollable self-defecation. His doctor had suggested that he consider wearing liners, or what Chris called butt garments, but he protested, stating that they were made for babies. On Easter Sunday, Christian uploaded Sonichu episode 19 onto his quickville.com website, albeit not fully colored or retyped. Episode 19, Date Ed, aka Dating Education, even though the idea sounds dated, was meant to showcase how Christian's proposed dating education class would play out in a classroom environment. The story begins in Quickville University.
I'm sorry, guys. Can we just pause one moment? I need to, I'm gonna make a little tangent about this in a second here.
Class would play out in a...
This clock, is that meant to be 8:30 or 7:30? I'm going to assume that's meant to show 8:30 because this is meant to be like a high school set. This is meant to be high school, and that's technically what I'd imagine kids would start turning up for school. Okay, so, but it's just the way that that's put out. It looks wrong. I'm sorry, guys. That's just... I never get really this nitpicky about his artwork before, but just look at this, the geometry. Like, has Chris, ever looked up any images at all about how to, position things properly so it looks more realistic? Or why couldn't you not just, I don't know, took an image off the internet and just literally, I don't know, get a whiteboard or one of those a light box. I have a friggin' light box. Why couldn't Chris just get one of those and just draw it like this? Because look at the way this is laid out as well. This is just, I'm sorry, but this is really the first time I've ever really had to go at Chris because of his art. But this is just, if I showed this to one of my old art members of staff who were teaching art, they'd show me out. They would throw me out the building. I'm dead serious about that.
Classroom environment. The story begins in Quickville University, where the aforementioned class will be taught by a character based on Sarah Jackson, Ms. Jackaras, whose name is a blend word based on the surname Jackson and the reverse spelling of Sarah. She informs the class that for starters, she will be handing out Barbara dolls for the men and Robert dolls for the women. Miss Jackaras gives advice originally provided by 9-year-old Alec Grevin in his book, How to Talk to Girls. Some of those in attendance include members of the Chaotic Combo, some of the main characters from the animated series South Park, Ivy, and notably 2 new Pokemon-inspired characters, Reginald Sneasel and Ivy's original creation, Layla Flaffy. Ivy and Chris, who is still in the time void, simultaneously have the same dream where God and Jesus tell Chris that Ivy is a sweetheart to be and is the one who will fix his biological clock. God also foretells of the vanquishing of 4-cent garbage, which would allow Christian and Ivy to live together in peace. As Ivy's vision ends, Miss Jackaras informs the class that all of them have been matched with other classmates of the opposite gender, and they are given their own personalized screen names along with the screen name of the person with whom they are matched. They are instructed to converse with each other anonymously via online instant messaging.
I can't think of anything going wrong with that. You know what was actually really, really strange, ladies and gentlemen? I remember back when I was about 10 years old, we were actually sort of had a one of those one of those online sort of messaging. It was basically like Facebook messaging back in the day. It was sort of I don't know whether it was meant to be an initiative. In fact, to be honest, I have no idea what on earth it was for. I don't know if it was an initiative to teach kids about how to utilize social social media messaging sites and all that. But I remember there was this one kid in my class. One day after he was shown how to use it, he was banned from it. He didn't even last one day, and us in the class, we never found out exactly why he got banned. But yeah.
Afterwards, Punchy attempts to buy a soda from the vending machine, but he only has W quarters, whereas the machine only takes C quarters. It is established that the value of 10 C quarters equates to 1 W quarter. The following day, the pupils have their first iDate class, in which they chat with each other online. Reginald is jealous of Punchy for being paired up with Layla, his crush. Wild and Simone discover that they have been talking with each other and they fall in love. Meanwhile, Punchy and Layla go out on a date to McDonald's while Reginald dejectedly watches on. Angelica comes to comfort him. After a brief chat, they fall for each other. As the three new couples watch the sunset, Ivy sits alone, waiting for Christian's eventual appearance in her life. On the final day of the class, the teacher's sister, Rita Jackaras, informs the pupils that her sibling was killed in an automobile accident involving a truck. She proceeds to hand out the final results of the exam. The lowest grade in the class belonged to Clyde Raymond Quash. Later that day, Chris posted a video in which he states that Sonichu episode 19 has been completed and talks about Ivy's pets.
My heartfully dedicated to my sweetheart, Ivy. I love you, Ivy. And also, she wanted me to dedicate to her pet hermit crab.
Oh no, not
That's
this.
fun. She's got a hermit crab. How cute. Okay. Also, want to take a moment to reflect in memory of past Gal Pal or Charles, still rumors are flying about. But anyway, the one who passed away, Sarah Jackson. Moment of silence for Sarah J. Oh, cool.
You reckon he could have told his fan or whatever the hell was making that noise to be silent for a moment as well?
Peace.
Later on, Christian filmed an additional video solely dedicated to Ivy's pet hermit crabs.
Crass and his wife, Champ. We love you. Can't wait to play with you. Aww. Aww, especially Ivy.
I'm gonna make my opinions about this entire thing very, very honest with what's gonna come up later. But yeah, about Chris's approach by constantly saying he loves Ivy over and over again.
Okay, peace.
Chris released yet another video that day, in which he embraces his sex doll Kimmy. Taped over her face is a printout of Ivy's depiction of herself.
Well, here's Ivy. Hi, Ivy. I love you, Ivy. Come here. Crabs and shit. Good little crabs. Good pets. I love you, Ivy.
He quickly took the video down.
Happy Easter, Ivy. Crust some chout. Happy Easter.
In his fourth and final video of the day, he imitates a bunny rabbit while dancing the bunny hop for the amusement of Ivy's pet hermit crabs.
Thank God
On
that
April
was so
14th,
short.
Chris resumed communications with Vanessa Hudgens via Joshua Martinez's AIM account. Vanessa teased him and tried to make him confess that he would abandon Ivy and have sex with her. After incessantly saying arousing things to him, Chris admitted that she had rigged his erection and had begun masturbating. The conversation thusly turned into a sex chat. Vanessa called him a bitch, and he in response typed out his barks. Christian climaxed as he exclaimed, "Bam, bam, bam," and in the aftermath confessed that he loved her. He let Ivy know about their interactions.
This is for my sweetest Ivy's eyes only.
2 days later, the Miscreants released a series of private, revealing photos and videos of Chris. The first video was requested by Ivy, who wanted Chris to prove that his semen would acquire the taste of the food he ate most often. However, he neglects the objective of the video as he pours some orange flavor Fanta into his cup of semen.
And he fucking ate. And he fucking ate it.
There you go, Ivy. Orange flavored gum. Hope you enjoyed that.
The next video was commissioned by Vanessa Hudgens, which features a completely naked Christian pretending to slow dance with Ivy in his bathtub.
Oh yeah, come on, let's go do it in the bedroom.
Oh yeah. Yeah, this one. I don't think I need to say anything. I think it kind of speaks for itself. I mean, look at him there. It's just, like when you go into Pinterest and you see those color palettes of, if you want to use like design something with minimalistic colors. This is basically it's the equivalent of a swatch right here. That's what Chris has done. Or I should say Gino, because he had to blur literally everything out to there being more pixels than there are frames of Chris, which is not that bad a thing to be honest. In fact, even with the way the things are moving around, it's almost an animated swatch. Has there ever been such a thing as an animated swatch before, ladies and gentlemen? I don't know, but we're watching one. Oh.
As retribution for the adulterous nature of his interactions with Vanessa, Ivy forced Chris to film himself spanking himself.
I think basically we could call this one Shrek's swamp.
Still feeling the issue was unresolved, Ivy ordered Christian to take photos of himself wearing a pair of adult diapers, which were sent to him by a troll. Ivy's roommates suggested that he write unfit for collection on the crotch area of his diapers. In order to still appear appealing to Ivy, he decided to take a couple of snaps while licking his medallion and winking at the camera. On the day of the leaks, Chris had another chat with Vanessa. This time, he rejected her advances. Nevertheless, he attempted to arrange a date with her at a McDonald's in Charlottesville. The next day, Christian uploaded a video on YouTube in which he apologizes to and expresses his devotion for Ivy, who is represented by his sex doll.
Ivy, I promise you my undying love and devotion. I promise you my heart, my soul, even my virginity, and all my romantic ways, and all my emotions, my undying emotions, they belong only to you. I swear in the name of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, maybe I would never, ever leave you. I love you so much. Never leave me, Ivy. I will never leave you. I love you too much.
In another video, also uploaded on April 17th, Christian recites Matthew chapter 5, verses 27 through 30 from the Bible, which reference adultery, and further elaborates on his affair with Vanessa Hudgens.
I have sinned, and I have made a terrible mistake. I cheated on my sweetheart, Ivy. The other day when I was chatting on instant message with Vanessa, she played with me, but to get me by telling me about how she was playing with herself and whatnot, and trying to turn me on. But for a while I resisted by talking about Ivy and my promises to her, and I just didn't know how to react. So eventually I caved in. Even though I was typing in Vanessa, I was actually shouting out Ivy. I repent. I wish to repent my sin in front of everyone who is watching this, and especially...
Who here wants to suspect this is the closest Chris ever got to actually going to confession in his life? But even then, this is not the same thing as confession.
My sweetest Ivy. Ivy, I'm so sorry. Please forgive me. I repent. And I also want to bring up another thing that comes to my mind. The trolls that are calling me and telling me that Ivy is a troll, she is not, because I have heard her voice. I've heard her voice for over a month, and she is true in her voice and in her heart. I know so. Even though she requested the recent items of question, that's sexual stuff.
If I had the energy to actually put up the Kappa face right now, yes I would, because this is like one of the biggest Kappas I've ever heard in my life. And you're about to see why, but unfortunately it goes a lot further than just this. I'm just saying that now.
Videos and pictures. I am being punished because the trolls are getting their hands on them. So, in the name of all that is holy and good, please, leave us alone, you trolls. Leave us alone. I have so much to live for, and I'd be a fool to lose Ivy to...
You don't sound that
Ivy.
convinced, Chris.
I will never give her up.
2 days later, Trolls leaked the unreleased comeback album by Christian and the Hedgehog Boys, which was largely inspired by Christian's relationship with Ivy. In fact, she is the subject of most of the songs on the album, including the reworking of Madonna's Like a Virgin.
Like a virgin, just for the very first time.
I'll Never Leave You, Ivy, based on Kate Bush's Wuthering Heights.
Oh, Ivy, it's me, I'm Christian, I've come home, and I'll never leave you in any way.
And I'm Sexy for My Ivy, sung over Sexy Back by Justin Timberlake.
Sweetest Ivy, you see these shackles, Ivy, I'm your slave.
You know, it's literally just occurred to me, as somebody who spends so much time doing videos about music, I've never actually tackled any of Chris's quote-unquote albums by Chris and the Hedgehog Boys. Also, I can't work out if he's smiling or whether or not, whatever the hell, is this meant to be a tumor covering his mouth or something? Or is those actually meant to be his lips? In fact, let's not ask.
I'll let you whip me if I misbehave. It's just that no one makes me feel...
Throughout mid to late April, Chris continued to chat with Vanessa, attempting to arrange their first meeting. They agreed to meet at James Madison University, where Chris would arrive with a specially made sign, waiting for her to notice him. He also wore the hat he had won for his entry in the Parappa the Rapper contest to make himself more identifiable. However, she never showed up. In one AIM chat, Christian claimed that he saw her once, and even called out her name, but apparently she didn't hear, and he regrettably didn't get up from his seat to meet her. As punishment for not meeting up with Vanessa Hudgens, Joshua forced Christian to go have dinner with him at TGI Fridays, and have him pay the bill for the both of them. This happened several times. On one occasion, Christian lamented that he didn't have any money because he had already spent his weekly allowance on their last dinner together. As a result, Joshua ordered and paid for himself, leaving Chris to watch. On April 23rd, Christian released a video in which he mocks and physically threatens Clyde Cash.
Oh, Mr. Clyde. I have a bit of a message for you in response to the one you sent to me recently. Basically, this is the impression I got from your message.
Oh, look at me! I feel like a silly man! Look at me! Don't look at my silly bra! Look at my silly dick! Look at me! I am the troll! I should be trolling! I should be trolling against everybody! Look at me! I'm some kind of Italian or something!
My response literally would be, oh, look at me, I'm so scared. Like, Chris, just... Bearing in mind, ladies and gentlemen, the trolls specifically told Chris that Ivy was not real. I know it's been like about 3 minutes since they said that, but just keep that thought in your head with what's going to come up. I don't know if it's going to be in this part or if it's going to be in part 13 or whatever. You just... They should have known already. Chris should have known that he was going to be warned about this.
Oh, you took out my silly ball! See my silly ball? I give you a kick in the head! Yeah! I put you in the face! Yeah! Ready? I throw something at you! Bam! Bam!
Oh, and how about this? I get angry!
I saw the look at his face there. He knows he shit himself again.
I will call you out, Mr. Test! I will call you out! Come on, troll man. Come out of your trollster's paradise. I'll give you a beatdown. If you don't like that, well, tough cookies. Well, Clyde, I'll be calling you out. I know you're in my neck of the woods somewhere, so Just come right on out and find me. Peace.
The following day, he uploaded a video of his hypothetical marriage proposal to Ivy, while Christian's cover of Celine Dion's It's All Coming Back to Me Now plays in the background.
My sweetest Ivy, you mean the whole world to me. You have changed me and formed me into such a more sociable, much better, more humble human being.
Sorry, hang on a minute. You mean a whole world to me. What world's that? Uranus? I live on my own.
I'll never forget that, and I owe you so much. So Ivy, I stand here today with just one simple question.
Will you do me the honor of being my wife, my sweetest Ivy?
The days in the sun were so cruel.
What follows is a recording of a short comic which later came to be known as Sonichu Special 2, or The Wedding Comic, which depicts Christian and Ivy's wedding. On the same day, Chris uploaded a video of himself singing a song that he composed himself called I Got a Fish.
I got a fish, would you like to make a wish? I got a fish, would you like to make a wish? I got a fish, would you like to make a wish?
April 27th also marked the day that the miscreants leaked several more private videos of Chris. These were originally sent to Joshua Martinez with the intention of giving them to Vanessa Hudgens as part of Chris's audition process. First was a batch of videos which starred a shirtless Chris who attempts to display his physical prowess through a myriad of means,
Feel my wrath!
including pretending to play Guitar Hero, lifting an empty office chair above his head, and finally lifting the same office chair with the addition of a basket containing books and other heavy objects.
I watched you a man from Nantucket!
And now for something completely different.
Oh, not this.
The leak also featured a video called Quick Flying Elephants. The video features a completely naked Christian running rampant around his room, playing with his toys, and yelling out seemingly random jokes and references from TV shows such as Monty Python and Ed, Edd and Eddy, in an attempt to demonstrate his personal brand of random access humor.
I'm a woodpecker!
The following day, Christian was told by Ivy that one of her pupils, a Chinese girl named Ching Chong, had seen the April 16th leaks of Christian's private photos and videos on Encyclopedia Dramatica and was apparently scarred by them. In response, he made a captain's log explaining the videos.
You know that, first off, the one with the Navy being drunk, it's a good idea, but, you know, you don't have to do it if you don't like it, but, I recycle my own semen because, you know, yes, I do masturbate. I'm not ashamed to admit it. As a lot of guys, I'm sure, have done the same thing in their time. Basically, into the cup, and, I recycle it. So that way, I won't lose any unborn children. So then I...
Chris, I got some news for you, Chris. That's not true. That's not how that works. If anything, you've possibly killed the human population nearly 17,000 times over by doing that. Hope you're proud of yourself, Chris.
I can also still have a good semen count.
Actually, maybe that was a joke I should have made regarding his parents. About 15 million sperm, and Chris was apparently the fastest. Just, cruel jokes aside, but makes you think, doesn't it?
Keep maintaining that by recycling that. Anyway, after that, the second topic, the one where I spanked myself. Yeah, I was doing that for fun, because, you know, sometimes I do random, silly, crazy things. And sometimes adults feel pleasure from pain, even when they do it to themselves. I mean, not to a point where they kill themselves, but I mean, just like, you know, spanking is generally a popular type thing amongst adults. And then the third topic, which was the photographs of me in adult diapers. Yes, I did get free sampling of diapers from a troll, but regularly I do not use them. But I just felt like trying a pair on, and it was okay. Not a big deal. It's just but you know, I would not wear them on a daily basis. I wear briefs. I wear regular briefs, and sometimes I do. I get very stressed out from people who yell at me or misunderstand me or talk bad about me. And between that and other real life stresses, it just builds up, and sometimes
You shit
I
yourself,
just have
Chris, we
to.
know.
It just comes out, and I sometimes accidentally poo my pants. I mean, who hasn't in their lifetime? I mean, poo their childhood diapers, much less
Childhood diapers as opposed to their adulthood diapers. Chris, I love the fact that he says that he does this as an adult. He seems to get the impression that any other adult would have done the same thing. I mean, again, how old was Chris at this time? 27 years old? Just let that bad thought stink in.
pooed their underwear at least once in their lifetime. I mean, we're only human. Nothing to be ashamed of.
Most other people wouldn't say that you get pink eye because of, and for those who don't know what pink eye is, ladies and gentlemen, don't, because that's what Chris has, and that's why his eyes are two different colors. But don't think it was because somebody put food coloring in his eyes. That's not what pink eye means.
I just want to continue to make it perfectly clear that I am a healthy, growing, sane, and sound-minded adult individual.
You're not any of those things.
And I should continue to be treated and respected as an equal among the human population, just as anybody else.
An hour later, he uploaded another video in which he denies claims that Ivy is a troll.
Ivy is not a troll. She is real, she is true, and she is my sweetheart. We are going to be together in the near future, and we are going to have sex. We're going to lose our virginities to each other. And it's going to be awesome. And just so you know, the previous video was also dedicated to a little girl who accidentally found the ED page. Her name was Ching Chong. That's it. That's it. Ivy is real. We are going to be together forever. I can feel the cosmos. Peace. Captain Log, stardate April 29th, 2009.
The next day, Chris addresses the development of his comic.
I want to apologize for the delay in uploading of any new comic pages. I assure everyone in my fan base that the comic pages are being drawn, and I'll have them uploaded as soon as possible. And if possible, colored and retyped. So I thank everyone for their patience and their loyalty and whatnot. I'm about to go get my hair cut. Peace.
Later that day, the miscreants leaked Sonichu Special 3, which documented Chris and Ivy's wedding night and their first time making love.
Oh boy.
The newlyweds arrive at the Double Quick Hotel and settle in for the night in their penthouse suite, which is equipped with at least 5 complimentary lavender-scented Glade plug-in air fresheners. For the depiction of the love scene, Ivy had instructed Chris to truthfully represent his real-life penis. Hence, the penis scene in the comic was produced by Christian pressing his own penis down onto the page and tracing around it, making it disproportionately large compared with the rest of his character's body. As they begin to have sex, they transform into Chris Chan Sonichu and Princess Ivy, respectively. They thank God as they simultaneously climax. The comic concludes with the couple having a chicken dinner while drinking quick orange soda served in wine glasses. Also on that day, Christian uploaded 2 short videos. The first, Shut Up Brain, highlighted the fact that Chris's brain remained active long after his desired bedtime.
Shut up! Shut up, brain! Shut up! Shut up, Rob, make it shut up! Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! Shut up!
I've got nothing to say about that, but it does highlight a few things. One, forget it. You know, I'm gonna keep my mouth shut until the end, because I will say this: just Chris is 27 years old, ladies and gentlemen, and he's doing this, and he claims to be reasonably intelligent. Well, no, technically, no. What he said before is that he is sometimes retarded. You know what? And remember when I said I believe that? Yes, but not everybody. It doesn't stop you from using your brain. If Chris had any semblance of logic in himself whatsoever, he might have actually told us, you know what, brain, don't shut up. Please get me to think a little bit more. Think about, why have I got to do all these stupid shitty things for a girl? Like, have you seen anyone else do this with someone?
In the second video, Wake Up Brain, Chris blames his brain for his slowness of thought.
I need you to give me some thoughts and some rational thoughts for the situation that's at hand. Come on, brain, wake up. Quit falling asleep on me. You really put me in an awful situation when you fall asleep on me. Wake up. Come on, wake up. You better wake up, or I'm going to accidentally give myself amnesia one of these moments.
On April 30th, Christian had his last chat with Vanessa Hudgens. She continued to talk about lascivious topics. Chris stated that he was excited about Ivy's visit to Virginia in a few weeks' time, and also admitted to owning a fleshlight, which he received with a purchase of a sex doll. She also linked to him a gallery of photos of actress Megan Fox, who Chris mistook for Vanessa and told her that she looked attractive. This could be explained by the possibility that Christian is afflicted with facial blindness or prosopagnosia, which is not uncommon with persons on the autism spectrum. On May 1st, Christian posted a video for Ivy in which he
Oh boy, it's this one. Alright, batten down the hatches, ladies and gentlemen. This is it.
describes the activities they will partake in together.
Hey, Ivy. I'm doing this video for you. Oh, we are going to have so much fun together when you and I are together. You know, my mommy and I, my family and I will come and meet you at the airport. And you know, your choice, so take you to your hotel or bring you back to my house. I mean, you know, we'd be hanging around so much and sharing so many fondful memories. We'll have so much fun. Well, let's have a good time together. You know. And you know, we can enjoy a movie in the theater or at home or watch a television rerun. Family Guy. And you know, I look forward to the eventuality of you and me having our sex time together. I'll do my best to pleasure you and keep you satisfied. This is Ivy, just for you. Just for you. I know a number of good positions and massages. And you know, I know a number of places we could walk around at. You know, we can walk about the malls. We could walk about the UVA grounds. Good places where there's plenty of green and sunlight. And we can walk the hermit crabs together. And, you know, wonderful memories, so wonderful memories. We're going to have lots of fun. And I promise I'll remain your good boy forever and for always. And my friends I've been talking to between on the internet and real life, they can vouch for me on how good of a boy I have been. Being the good boy just for you, Ivy. I love you so much. I love you so much. Look at me smile. It's a nice smile. I ran out of details. I don't know, I guess I'll sing a song.
Christian proceeds to sing the Mary Poppins song, Jolly Holiday, with modified lyrics.
It's a jolly holiday with Ivy. the wonder that it's Ivy that I love. I love you so much, Ivy. I love you. I love you. Talk to you later, sweetheart.
Later that day, Chris made a complaint in video form to the makers of Axe body care products, Unilever.
Apparently, it has come to my attention that a bunch of people of the wrong orientation are using the Axe brand. By which I mean particularly the homosexuals. Thusly, a stereotype has been made apparently. You'd be gay if you wore it. That's so stupid. It's not. I mean, it's not true. I mean, I'm straight, and I have been using Axe for years. I'm a proud user of Axe, because originally, as it was originally intended for, and I quote, effective deodorant protection designed to seduce the ladies. And then later, when they expanded...
You know, it's also like a common stereotype for people who are on the autism spectrum. And I'm glad he brought up the thing about prognosia earlier. But it's also a common stereotype to think that all autistic people will take everything very, very literally. It's a common stereotype, yes, but even then, some people know that not everything is designed to be taken that seriously. I mean, Chris is... He is emotionally invested in the fact that, you know, gay people might want to use Axe, for example. Just, again, what girl is going to be impressed with somebody who says these homophobic remarks? Nobody finds that compelling or endearing. Yeah, I know, that goes without saying, but you know what? Sometimes it just has to be said because, well, if you don't make it clear, then this is how, literally, the internet will literally be on your case for years.
To the shower gel, they continue with that, saying, hydrate your skin, leaving it so pure that she'll think she's the first to touch it. And then later again in the shampoo, it says here, get girl-approved hair. Wash, attract, repeat. Even though the comments sound sexist, as I have learned on their page on Wikipedia, I still feel that it is a big misuse and complete immoral act that the homosexuals take use of the Axe brand, which is dimensionally and originally oriented towards the straight people. I mean, men attract ladies. It means they're straight. They want to attract the ladies. They're straight. Wait, okay, that didn't come out right. In any case, Axe was originally meant for and should remain only for the straight men who wish to attract the women. It is not meant for a homosexual dude to attract another homosexual dude. Ticks me off. It really does. So, I hope that Unilever, the company who creates the Axe products, see this video on the YouTube. Also,
I don't think they did, but I'm pretty sure a lot of other people saw it, Chris. A lot of people who may not be literally as forgiving as Chris might like to expect. And I'll mention this briefly again when the whole Tom girl thing comes out. But this almost like brings up the idea that, as opposed to say sorry for his disparaging remarks, he just decided to make himself part of the LGBT because he thought himself that, you know what, they'll just accept anything. There's a whole thing to talk about that, but let's just try and continue.
I would like them to, I would be sound like some kind of bad person if I tell them to not sell it to the homosexuals, but it should be more obvious in the package that it is meant for straight people. And also, I would like to make...
Well, if we're talking about Chris's package, then you know what? I would advocate that Axe to be only sold for homosexual men. I would not have a problem. if Chris is meant to be the ambassador for straight men, I'd rather turn myself gay just like that. If this is meant to be the advocate for straight men, if Chris was here meant to be the president for heterosexual men, I would have literally said, no way, dude, I'm batting for the other side.
The following statement to all homosexuals who dare use it. You homosexuals, stay off of our apps.
He followed up with another video in which he reads out his handwritten letter addressed to the Unilever company, voicing his concerns about acts and their reputation amongst the homosexual population.
I write this letter today with concern of hearing that the homosexual population wear the by spray as often as or greater than the straight people, like myself. I would ask to ban sale of and use of the product from the homos, but that would be retarded. Instead, I respectfully and humbly request that on the package a statement such as, designed only for straight-oriented men, or something strongly similar. Please make this so, and please do not try to blow me off for having an opinion about the product, or having an opinion about the homosexuals, because I do not care much about them.
We know,
Sincerely,
Chris.
Christian Weston Chandler, proud, straight, male, axe user.
Great letter, Chris. How brave of you.
Inspired by Vanessa's claim that she contributed to her own Wikipedia article herself, Chris decided to register as Wikipedia user Chris Chan Sonichu and used his own user page to write a Wikipedia article about himself. The use of this space violated Wikipedia's policy due to its explicitly private content and lack of any information pertinent to the Wikipedia project. Chris's only contribution outside of his own article was made in the entry for high-functioning autism, in which he inserted himself into a list of famous people who may have some form of autism. His user page was promptly deleted by an administrator, under the impression that it was written by a troll. However, this was proven to be not the case, as in a video dated May 3rd, Christian asks for his Wikipedia user page to be restored.
I have recently started and completed a whole bunch of truth and honesty about myself in my very own Wikipedia page. But then recently I hear from my sweetheart who looked it up, said that apparently the text was released by the admin saying that I was not important enough. But I'm going to go back on there and undo what they did, get all the honest truth about myself put back up, and also I have the support. Also, I have contributed a lot more than they think. I mean, I have my own wide fan base for my Sonic Shoe and Rose Shoe. I have contributed a lot more to my local society than you can ever imagine. I mean, I made the good grades in the high school and in the college and whatnot. I have done a lot of good, honest volunteer work at the Pokemon Trading Card Game League before I got kicked out last June in 2008 by that jerk Michael Snyder. But anyway, let's keep my Wikipedia page up and going strong, because I have contributed a lot to society, a lot more than anybody can think. And also, listen to my ancestry. My ancestor, aunt likewise, is Anne Boleyn. So I'm descended all the way back to Mary Boleyn. Think about that, Wikipedia.
Is there actually any way we can actually judge that, guys? I doubt that.
Think about that. So don't take me down again. I am well worthy. Y'all have a good day now. Peace.
Inspired by this latest turn of events, Cogsdev founded the Wikipedia, an entire Wikipedia-style website created for the purpose of allowing Christian to edit it in whatever way he pleased. It was around this time that Joshua Martinez sold Christian a PlayStation Portable at an inflated price, claiming that it was equipped with special features. Due to this incident, Chris was finally convinced by his pastoral counselor, Rocky Shoemaker, to talk about Joshua's actions to his parents. They decided that they would all go to the police to report Martinez's swindling scheme. While at the police station, Rocky attempted to have all trolls and online friends involved investigated, including Ivy, whom she considered to be a troll as well. This went against the Chandlers' wishes to handle the trolling situation on their own. When Ivy found out about this, she broke up with Christian, citing his infidelity as the sole reason. He called her non-stop for 2 days after the breakup, which led to her calling Bob one last time to inform him of the situation. During the call, Bob revealed that they had been saving money to visit Ivy at Boston University, but ultimately canceled the trip when the parents found out that Chris had been using their credit cards for online purchases without informing them and stealing large sums of money out of Barbara's purse. Bob said that because of the recent events, Barbara had threatened to kill herself. He ultimately decided that he would handle Joshua by himself due to his lack of trust for the police and his own son's thievery. As for the trolls, Bob was convinced that Megan Schroeder, whom he dubbed that cruel German girl, was behind all of the harassment. Despite all his pleas for her to reconsider, for Chris and his family needed all the help they could get, Ivy insisted that the relationship was over and cut all ties with the Chandlers. On May 5th, the video in which Chris talks about recycling semen, spanking himself, and his fecal incontinence was linked on the news oddity website fark.com and gained over 200,000 views in 24 hours. 3 days later, it was posted on the Awful Vision section of somethingawful.com. More and more unsuspecting viewers began to happen upon Christian's internet antics. A few days later, the hosts of the Toucher and Rich Show, a Boston area radio show on WBCN, featured some of Chris's recent videos and discussed the growing awareness of the Chris Chan lore.
Here is the deal. We got sent a email from a guy who said, look, this is the most disturbing thing I've seen in a really long time. What the F is up with this guy? He's got 1 million videos up on the internet, and he also apparently has a comic book that he draws and puts up on the internet.
Oh, boy.
Which is, I don't even want to get into, but if what I read is true, it's horribly disturbing.
You know, I look forward to the eventuality of you and me having our sex time together.
Oh.
I love you so much. I love you so much.
Oh, yeah.
I got
go away.
chills.
I know.
I got chills.
Chris was also featured on The Kevin and Bean Show on California's K-Rock FM.
I recycle my own.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I recycle it.
It seems to me, I think this is a rule of thumb, nothing that comes out of the body needs to be saved or recycled or treasured, right?
Just let it go.
This is taking recycling maybe a little too far, is what we're saying.
Later on, he was discussed on the XM Satellite radio show, Opie and Anthony.
I recycle my own semen.
Wait a minute. He recycles it.
Yes.
So now, does he eat it?
I'm going to find out there, Anthony.
But he recycles other people's too. Look at him.
He has toys in his room. He's a little nerdy kid with a controller.
Is he retarded? He's definitely prematurely balding, and he's got big glasses, and he seems to be a little effeminate. Xbox controller of some sort, and action figures all over the place.
Yeah.
Over his room that is obviously in his parents' house.
The man's a complete asshole.
Yeah.
Let's find out more.
On May 11th, Christian wrote an essay titled Chris Chan's Heroic Dream for Our Community, Now and in the Future. The Solution, Dating Education, in which he discussed the possible benefits of a dating education class. It was entered into the 2009 Community Support Contest, but did not win. 3 days later, Christian created a new account on ED, Chris Chan Sonichu, and made the following post on the Chris Chan Talk page on Encyclopedia Dramatica. I have learned that there was a connection between her and a state in Washington where some of you have been lurking, and that she was not found in any public records. It took me a week to recover from the crestfallen emotions, but I'm moving on with my life. Also, you'll have to catch me IRL only to troll me any further. Do you dare? Peace out, Christian Weston Chandler. On May 15th, Chris removed all videos concerning Ivy, leading Clyde Cash to publicly announce that the Chris and Ivy relationship was over. On the same day, Quickville.com was hacked, and text was edited to berate Chris for his unwillingness to finish Sonichu Issue 9. Over the course of the following few days, The website was further vandalized with images of Joshua Martinez and Vanessa Hudgens and text insinuating that they had sex. The site was further altered with an insertion of a doctored photograph of Christian attending a gay pride parade. The recent burst of attention Christian had gotten was unfortunately not because of Sonichu, but rather his own unusual actions. In any case, he paid little attention to the thousands of eyes watching him, and he simply carried on with his life, undoubtedly to encounter more trolls, sweethearts, challenges, and challengers.
And there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. That was part 12 and the end of Ivy. That really was the end of it. Few things I kind of want to say when it comes to Ivy again. I just want to go back very, very quickly as to
It is almost time to wrap.
why exactly they broke up again.
Ancestry. My
I just kind of
ancestor,
want you guys to go through this again.
Is Anne Boleyn.
Very, very
So
briefly.
I've decided automatically.
An entire Wikipedia released a PlayStation Portable at an inflated price, claiming that it was equipped with special features. Due to this incident, Chris was finally convinced by his pastoral counselor, Rocky Shoemaker, to talk about Joshua's actions to his parents. They decided that they would all go to the police to report Martinez's swindling scheme. While at the police station, Rocky attempted to have all trolls and online friends involved investigated, including Ivy, whom she considered to be a troll as well. This went against the Chandler's wishes to handle the trolling situation on their own. When Ivy found out about this, she broke up with Christian, citing...
So yeah, basically, even if we were to believe Ivy was real or not, a troll or not, it was because of all of this. Which leads me into the belief that it's kind of just like Emily, that this was just another troll, just in disguise. Because no woman, and I mean this, ladies and gentlemen, no woman will ever date someone who has such spite towards homosexual people as much as Chris does. And I reckon Chris still holds those beliefs solely to himself to this day. In fact, there's a lot of things he said nowadays that he has problems with homosexual men. No matter what he says, he still cannot stand those people. Now, getting slightly back on track as well, it just seems strange that Chris, in this part, Chris did what anyone else would have done from the very beginning. Go straight to the police and reported everyone who had anything to do with what was happening to Chris's life, because they were literally tearing it from the inside out. Although, albeit, it was because of what Chris said and the things he was saying that literally caused this great domino effect, as it were, to begin. And also, only one more thing I really want to add at this point, because I've covered the whole Ivy saga before, but in those videos, and this is going to happen in numerous parts later when we talk about stuff like Casey and girls like Jackie or stuff like that, or Caitlyn or stuff like that. What man would go out and show pictures of him running around naked in his room like a retard, or show pictures of himself wearing adult nappies? And why is Chris really that desperate to lose his virginity that he will just do something that goes against all logic, sane, and rationality on Earth? I don't get it. I don't get it. I've never met one man on this planet, or even in my closest friends, I've never met anyone who would ever do that. My friends have got more dignity to do anything like that without just deciding, you know what, forget it. I am not getting myself involved in this. I've never done that shit, and I'm never going to do that shit again. Speaking of shit, again, just admitting you shit yourself to the world. Why? Why would you do that? that's almost as bad as the things you're saying about detesting homosexual men and actually asking a company to specifically state that your product is only for heterosexual men only. Interesting, he says heterosexual men, and he says homosexual men should not buy Axe and not women, because again, Chris has no problem being sexist, but of a very different kind. Also, again, it's still... Can that technically be called sexist if he has such a problem with homosexual men as opposed to lesbians? Well, technically it is. He's saying that he has no problem with, gay women because, he finds that hot and attractive when they have sex. There, I just literally solved the whole thing right there. It's not really sexist against men, but it's sexist against women. Well, basically, yeah, that's just about how I could put it. Gino literally put it, yeah, and I could talk about this for the next couple of hours, but I think we've been here long enough. We've been here for just over an hour. Chris, in about 20 years' time, when Chris is gone, people will look back on this part of history and they'll say to themselves, this is why we not only did we not have sexual... Not only do we not have, dating educational classes, but we have classes now on maybe things about mental illness, or maybe things about neurological conditions, or things about the very real dangers of being online. Because Chris is one example, and no doubt there are many other examples out there, but Chris is the one that stands out the most when it comes to people on the internet. So anyway, I hope you guys have enjoyed part 12, and I will hope to see all of you guys again for tomorrow for part 13. This was of course made again by Gino Samuel, and I hope to see all of you guys again in the next video. Take care, bye bye for now.